So I know what you're thinking. I've literally just done a car reveal about 3-4 weeks ago of the Jaguar F-Type, and apparently this is another car reveal. Well, I'm not gonna lie, the Jaguar was amazing. I absolutely love the Jaguar, but the problem with it was rear wheel drive. It had 550 brake horsepower coming out the rear wheels, and in the UK that's just not really feasible, especially with, you can see pretty much our weather here is like this the whole time, wet, grey, icy, miserable. So I needed something 4-wheel drive. I've got that thing, but that's not really practical at all, and that's just for fun. And we've got lots of other really crappy old trucks and whatnot about, but they're not really fun to drive. So I have gone and got myself something amazing. The Jag is gone and I've swapped it for this. Oh, isn't it absolutely phenomenal? This is a BMW i8. It's a 1.5 litre turbocharged hybrid vehicle, so it does have an electric motor as well, which means I am saving the world and not killing polar bears like I was in that machine over there, because that is pretty much the polar opposite of this, which is actually quite cool. So I was going to do some fancy stuff with it, but I'm literally just going to go out and take you guys for a drive in it, show you around and give you my impressions. I picked it up from BMW last week. I'm just going to give you a whole kind of run around here. And I've had it for about 4 days now, and it has been nothing but amazing, and everyone seems to love it. It's just one of those cars that everybody seems to love. They kind of respect it because it's obviously eco-friendly-ish. It's not fully eco-friendly, it's not like an i3, but it is pretty eco-friendly. And I mean, just look at this. This is just, oh, it's just got the best lines from the car. Like, it's got this scoop here, and if you actually, nobody's ever done this in videos, like, look down it, there you go. That's what's in that scoop, by the way. It's a big fan and radiator. You can't actually lift up this bonnet. Well, we can't. I mean, you can technically do it, but we can't do it because BMW says not to. The wheels look angry as anything, and of course, it has some party tricks. For example, the door handles, which are just under here. Oh, yeah, that's how the door opens. So it's not a conventional door, it's not a gull wing door, it's not a scissor door. I believe it's called a butterfly door, but I'm not sure. But you see it kind of opens like that and gives you this as your entry, which looks really good, don't get me wrong. And I know the wheel's on the right hand side. A lot of you guys are going to comment, why the hell is the wheel on the right hand side? I am English, obviously. And yeah, it kind of sits out like that. So it's a little bit awkward to get into because you've got this huge lump just here before you get into your seat. But it's quite comical to see people try and get in it for the first time. So it has a 1.5 litre turbocharged engine just in the boot, just in there. You can't sadly see it. And it has the most pathetic little boot I've ever seen. But, you know, it's a kind of super hybrid car thing. So yeah, and then if I open this door, you'll see the passengers are the exact same. I've got my bags and stuff in there, but also the interior is really, really nice. I went for a kind of lighter, so this is brand new. It's my first ever brand new car as well, which is really exciting. I went for this lighter, kind of creamy interior with the dark panels and whatnot, and it has got 2 rear seats, and currently it's got a dog seat in there and his bed. So Louis pretty much has the back seats and we have the front. So let's close the doors, let's get in the car, let's give it a little spin, and I'll show you what this thing is all about, because it is an absolute beast. So it's Sunday, and I thought we might as well go take a Sunday drive and show you guys what it's like as well. I'm gonna switch between like field of view and video of me as well, so you get a feel of what it's like to actually see what I'm seeing and everything. But we're starting the car, we're in electric mode, so there is literally no noise but the roads. Except for the fan, it's like completely silent, which is really, really bizarre. But we're gonna go on some roads. We're gonna like make it a little bit faster. I don't want to be tooting around at this speed the whole way. So we're gonna put it into sport mode. Now what sport mode does is it actually powers the engine up, and it turns it on, and and it makes the car want to go fast. So it's around these kind of bends, it is just an absolute animal. It is so fast. It's got the 4-wheel drive traction. You've got the engine at the back, actually. You've got the engine at the back powering the rear 2 wheels, and then you've got the electric motor at the front powering the front 2. And whenever you want to go, this thing will just go for you. The car has 2 personalities. At the moment, we're quite calm, we're quite quiet. We do have the engine on, so it's louder than it should be. But if you want to go, I mean, this thing will just pick up and absolutely floor it. So let's get into a little bit of open road and see what this does here. At this point, if I try to overtake here in the Jaguar, it would be an absolute ridiculous decision. But in this car, it is just absolutely phenomenal. Oh, God. It is just an absolute beast. And you feel so safe doing it. Now also, it kind of has, not a flaw, but it has this thing with it where the faster you go, the more energy you're creating. So in theory, you need to gun it everywhere, you need to floor it everywhere, and you're gonna make more energy and save even more polar bears. So if you actually have a look at the moment, down below here, I've got 6 miles of range. If you go back earlier, I only had 4 miles. Let's see if we can get that up to 7 miles of range. I know it's hard to see, but when I come off the brakes like now, come off the gas like now, even though it's not gas, it brings back that energy, all the heat, it stores it, and you can use it there as eco mode. So if you want to, you can pop it into E-Drive, which is down here, and use it just for electricity, which is a really, really cool feature. So for example, you can race home, and then when you get home, not to wake anybody up, I pop it into E-Drive. So I do this, ready? So you can kind of hear it now. If I go down a gear, actually, here you can hear it, and you can hear, listen to this. Oh, and it makes such nice noises, but to be quiet, and it's eerily silent. It's weirdly quiet in this car. One of the coolest features I definitely think that I haven't had before is actually when we've stopped. So we've stopped here at Pets at Home. I just got a little bed and whatnot for Louis. But one thing you can do is press this button here. Now you can access this button, which brings up like the front camera and stuff. But the front camera is not really that useful because I'm looking forward. So if you press this one, it brings up this screen here. And you might be looking at like, what the hell is that? But this is like a bird's eye view of what's around us. So you can see the cars there, and then next to us, apparently, we've got this kind of checkered thing, this yellow checkered thing. If we look outside, we actually do have it. So it is a bird's eye view. So imagine you're playing like old school GTA. It's like that. So if we move back a little bit, let's let me turn the car on. Ooh, so exciting. And then put it in reverse. So you can see now that there's stuff around us. If I just go back a little bit, it moves us. How freaking cool is that? Now, one thing this car does have that I'm not a big fan of is the skinny tires. So it actually has really skinny tires compared to like my R8 or my Jaguar, for example. So when we go into a cornery bit like this, which we are at the moment, it is really good at the corners, don't get me wrong. The four-wheel drive works really well, and it is kind of pinpoint precision, but you get that little bit of, it doesn't quite go into the corners as well as you'd hope. It's not quite as responsive coming out, and that's all because the tires are thin, you know, that's it. So if we go, you see, it is really good, and it does stick, and it will rip your face off. Oh, wow. But it's not quite the R8. It's not quite as dangerous as the Jaguar, of course. The Jaguar felt like you were going to die every time you drove it. But right now we're in sport mode, so the engine's on, and I actually started this video with 6 miles. I now have 8 miles left on my electric range. So by driving fast and going like this, I've actually saved the environment, and I've given us some electric range. So we do, like Jeremy Clarkson said, you just got to drive this thing fast everywhere. See, this is what I don't get. Why do they tell people to walk on the side of the road that people drive? It makes no sense, because I have to stop then like that. Whereas if they were on the other side of the road, at least everybody could walk. Stupid government. But yeah, we're stuck behind traffic anyway. And when you're stuck behind traffic, you need a little bit of this. Then let's go for it. Okay, so at the moment I'm actually in manual shifting sports mode, just because I love to do the gears myself. I really like the little like whopping noises. Listen to this, and I feel if I do it myself, I can actually get it better. It's like actually get it to do it better. So let's listen to the engine for a little bit. When you're done with the sport, you hit the E-Drive button and you go calm, quietly through the village at the speed limit. Nobody knows that you've just rocked up here at a very high speed.